Flo, thanks for joining us. Let's get your reflections on tonight. I mean, the importance of doing this and a football club communicating with its supporters, particularly outside of Norwich, which can be difficult to do because of how big the county is. How did you feel the event went?
Yeah, I think it's unique. We're a football club, the only football club in our county, and we have such a wide stretch, and we reach Great Yarmouth where we're here tonight. We have lots of fans, East Norfolk, West Norfolk, all over the place. So yeah, it's delighted to be here tonight and a good turnout and some great questions as well that were asked to the panel.
Yeah, and to be representing the women's team on a stage with some other members of the club, it kind of shows the progress that's been made in that area, doesn't it, in recent years?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sam answered one of the questions brilliantly when asked where do we hope the club can go to in the near future, and the women's team is at the forefront of everyone's thoughts right now. 2 games at Carrow Road so far, 1 last year, 1 at the start of this year, and we've got plans to hopefully go bigger and better in the future, both on and off the field.
Yeah, and I will ask you about that second Carrow Road game in a moment. We've got to speak about Sunday and that FA Cup win. You must be incredibly proud of what the girls produced.
So proud. Every day they are putting an incredible shift, whether they're out on the training pitch, whether they're watching analysis clips at home. They give 110%. I know it's cliche, but they do, and I see it every day. That the staff, they work meticulously behind the scenes, and so to see their hard work pay off yesterday, and I'm a big believer that you make your own luck, and to beat a team like we did yesterday in hashtag, we actually didn't have any luck because we were better than them, and to see that we can now compete against tier 3 sides is credit to what the staff and the players are putting in on a daily, weekly basis.
Yeah, and cup wins like that are always headlines, and they're always moments that people look at, but it's been backed up by really strong league progress as well. So you must be happy with the progress the team is making on the pitch in kind of all areas at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We brought in a few new signings over the summer. Part of our recruitment strategy is to bring balance to the team. So when we looked at what we needed, there was a few characters that were identified and personalities in terms of what they bring on the football pitch, and I think we're seeing that now with the likes of Hope Strauss has been instrumental at the back in centre half alongside Kerry Fly and Sarah Quantrill yesterday, and an unbelievable game. For anyone who saw the last minute save that she pulled off, that was exactly the reason why we brought her in, for that experience, that kind of sense of calm at the back, and when we called on her at the last dying seconds yesterday, she pulled off a worldie.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of the new players, but the new head coach as well, and that transition from Sean to Martin, you must be incredibly pleased with how that's going as well at the moment, how quickly the players have bought into exactly what he wants to implement.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of our recruitment strategy with our head coach was somebody with character and somebody who was enthusiastic and wanted to develop the players as people as well. And what Martin's brought to the team has been a real fresh energy. The girls have brought into his philosophy, his playing style, and they're also just really enjoying being in and around the environment. I think that's probably one of the biggest changes is that we're winning games, which always helps, but the tactical changes are slightly different, so it's keeping everyone on their toes, and an excellent competition for places right now.
Yeah, and all of that success, but I think the togetherness around the club's been building for a little while. You must be really pleased with the atmosphere at the Nest, Carrow Road, when you've played games there. There does feel a real enthusiasm and I guess community building around the women's team.
That's it. It's all about building our profile, building the community, building the support around the team. The fans yesterday, they carried us through at times. We went 1-0 up in the 9th minute, and to play probably a lot longer than 90 minutes yesterday with the extra added on time. That's credit to the fans, because they're the ones that turn up week in, week out, whether it's Carrow Road, whether it's the Nest, whether it's all the away days we've had recently. They've been there, and that's not gone unnoticed. The players definitely are very happy when they see yellow and green fans around the outside of the stadium, and we can hear them, and it's really positive, and I know that spurs them on, and it did yesterday.
Yeah, the last Carrow Road game, if we reflect a little bit on that, it feels like a while ago because it was scorching. What was kind of your takeaways from that occasion? And obviously I think you guys are hoping to do another one as well before the season ends.
Yeah, I mean we would love to have been able to control the weather and maybe turn it down a notch, but yeah, that wasn't able to happen. But yeah, we've got plans looking at one for the second half of the season. That's a big part of our strategy is big games at Carrow Road. You know, I spoke tonight about the data that we now have on our audience. We're attracting a young fan base to the ground. We're attracting a new audience to maybe people that have never even been to Carrow Road, and they might not be Norwich fans. Well, actually, we're now seeing that fans are returning to watch us, and that's excellent. That means that we're creating that sense of belonging with our fans, with our community, and that's special. And games at Carrow Road allow us to do that.
Yeah, and it's been over 1 year now since you took the role. People always want you to go faster in terms of growth, but in terms of what you've achieved so far as a team and growing the team to the level you have at the moment, what are your kind of reflections on what you've been able to do?
I think in my very first interview when I came to the club, I said that the growth would be organic, and I think it has been. I think organically we've developed a team that can now compete in Tier 4. Arguably yesterday competed with a side in Tier 3. So that gives everyone a lot of confidence, and it now shows that when we go and play sides that we know that we can compete. And long term the aim is to climb the women's football pyramid, and we've never said anything different. But it has to happen organically. The same with all the off-pitch developments. We're slowly increasing the staffing infrastructure, the training regime around the team, the support that they're getting. We're doing it at a steady pace, because if you go fast it might break down. So we're hopefully trying to build something that has some longevity.
Brilliant.